Hi there, my name is Triston Lee, and for my video project, we're going to talk about buoyancy. So let's first explain what it is. Buoyancy is when an object is placed inside a liquid, whether it's going to float or sink within that liquid. So there are two things that account for whether the object will float or sink. One is the object's weight, and second is the buoyant force. And buoyant force is the upward force applied by the liquid of the liquid that is the object is being placed within. So there are three cases that could happen here. One is when the weight of the object is greater than the buoyant force being applied by the liquid, which means the object will sink. And the second case here is when the weight and the buoyant force are equal. Now, when this happens, the object will stay at the level it is placed. So if you put it at the top, it's going to stay at the top. Push it down to the bottom or somewhere in the middle, that's where it will stay. It will stay where it is placed. Then the third case is when the buoyant force is greater than the weight of that object. And when the object, when the buoyant force is greater, the object will float up and float along top of the water or liquid it is placed in. And just another side note here, there's a thing called the displacement principle. When an object is placed inside the water or liquid, it will be displaced, and that will always be the same amount or equal to the amount of the buoyant force. Now let's go check it out. So for our experiment here, I have a popsicle stick and a dice. So we're going to throw them in the water and see whether they sink or they will float. So first off, we'll do the dice here, and we'll go ahead and drop him in the water. And as you can see, when he's put in the water, he drops straight down to the bottom. And as we said earlier, this would be the first case, when the weight of the object being placed in the liquid, its buoyant force is less than the weight of this dice. So that's why it sinks straight down to the bottom. Now let's try it with this popsicle stick. So let me go ahead and drop the popsicle stick in. As you can see right here, it floats on top of the water, which means that the weight of the popsicle stick is less than the buoyant force that is being applied. See, because if we push it down or put it back up, it will float right back to the bottom or top here. And there we go. That's kind of explaining and showing the two cases that we found out about whether the buoyant force is. And yeah. Here's my project, and I hope you guys like it.